Hello everyone, I'm Tracy Derwin, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over the Minneapolis shooting and make some connections to Israel, the Gideon AI surveillance system that's being introduced to surveil our online activity here in the US. Now, I'll give a little bit of a background as to the shooter. He had a lot of different, I guess, controversial topics in his letter, his suicide letter, and as well as his journal. Things like gun control. Right here, he posted a picture of the magazine that says Black Rock. He also had a lot of demonic references right here. All right, and the Minneapolis Police Department are they're the lead investigating team on this event. Now, when I hear of an event like this, I often wonder, what is the purpose of this? We've been seeing this pattern of, causing the problem and the solution at the same time. And when I saw a clip of a man named Aaron Cohen, he's an ex-Israeli special ops guy introducing Gideon AI, it started to all make sense. And here's him explaining Gideon AI.
This is 100% domestic terrorism. I'm going to tell you why, Trace. This is ideologically motivated. This was tactical, and this was intentional. 80% of these domestic lone wolf terrorists post some type of grievance online. Matthew Crooks, 900 posts between 2020 and 2022. The DC shooter, 900-page manifesto. 100% domestic terrorism, and I bet you, in addition to that manifesto, there's a very significant breadcrumb daisy trail leading back who knows how many weeks, months, or even years. This is the new face of terrorism. This is no longer post-9/11 terror organized Al-Qaeda, Trace. These are radicalized online lone wolves, and the United States is 10 years behind these threats. We need to catch up.
And I wanted to get your opinion on the breaking news here, because the First Lady, Melania Trump, just called for more, and this is quoting here, preemptive intervention when it comes to IDing school shooters. It's kind of your bailiwick, Aaron.
Trace, as you know, correct, 100%, and she's 100% correct. I am now about to launch Gideon, America's first ever AI threat detection platform, built specifically for law enforcement. It scrapes the internet 24/7 using an Israeli-grade ontology to pull specific threat language and then routes it to local law enforcement. It's a 24/7 detective. It never sleeps, and it's going to get us in front of these attacks.
Would it have picked up on this, do you think?
100%. I wish my program would already be up. We're not launching until next week. I've got a dozen agencies on board, Trace. I just unloaded a major Northeast agency with over 2,700 sworn. This is America's early warning system.
So every time I hear someone saying this would have prevented it 100%, that's a red flag. Also, the fact that the manifesto was posted immediately, we see that with other events. That also gives me pause, because why would they have released the manifesto immediately after the shooting? There's a reason for that, right? Okay, I'm also going to show some of the posts put up. This one's by Melania Trump, calling for a preemptive intervention to, prevent these things from happening again. Kristi Noem is out here making X posts. And Kash Patel also is coming forward and calling this domestic terrorism. So I'll show you some of the capabilities of Gideon AI. And this should all really terrify us, because this will be surveilling all of our online activity. So it's going to look at our activity online, just going on websites, Reddit threads, public forums, social media, such as this one. Also, gaming is going to be surveilled. And so they're going to try to use our online activity to I guess, identify those that are threats. So that should really all, I mean, to me, that's very terrifying, especially that it is a Israeli platform that will be doing this surveillance. So I also started looking into the relationship between Israeli intelligence and the US. So like Mossad, Shin Bet, and the CIA. Shin Bet is Israel's kind of like their FBI. And my perception, or what I thought the relationship was that it was a very harmonious relationship, that they were always on the same page, working towards the same goals and working together well. But I've been hearing from John Kiriakou, he's a whistleblower. He was a CIA analyst for some time. He's coming out and explaining and giving examples of what the true relationship was between Israel intelligence and the US.
And I was instructed to participate in a large-scale briefing of the Israeli Mossad and Shin Bet representatives in Washington. And we don't allow the Israelis into CIA headquarters because they would always come with gifts, and the gifts had always listening devices packed inside them. And, you know, somebody brings you a gift, you x-ray it. It's the normal process. And we're like, you guys can't keep coming back here every single time trying to bug our conference rooms. So no more. So,
and was it easy to x-ray and see that they had bugs in them?
Yeah.
What percentage of the time did gifts have bugs in them?
100%.
Be quiet.
No, seriously.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely not. I wish I was.
100% of the time they brought gifts that had bugs in them.
Yeah.
So it seems like it wasn't such a harmonious relationship. And then I also started finding other examples of how Israel has been involved with also our local law enforcement. And this has been happening since the 90s. One example is the pro-Palestinian protests that went on at UCLA. Aaron Cohen, who was just speaking about Gideon AI, was infiltrating the operation. So what happened with this protest, and I went to UCLA and I know that we had protests pretty regularly. They were never treated like criminals. We didn't have like law enforcement coming in and detaining people, but this is what happened in this case. So these protests were basically squashed, not just at UCLA, but at the other universities. Here is saying that Cohen is an Israeli trained special ops guy that has been training with hundreds of police agencies here in the US, including sheriff's departments. And here it's saying that on the left here, it says it goes back to the early 90s. So it has been some time. I just don't know. I was just not aware that Israel was so involved with our law enforcement. Here he was, Aaron Cohen was also involved with Montgomery's SWAT team. So kind of training them, giving them tips, teaching them how to, treat people. The George Floyd video of him being, pushed onto the ground, that is a tactic from the Israelis. And it reminded me of the Idaho shooting. So I did a video on this, I think a couple months ago, when there was a fire in Idaho and there were shooters, or turns out they said a shooter that shot at the firefighters. And I believe four of them were unalived and some more were injured. And turns out that the Sheriff Norris, was trained in Israel with Mossad and Shin Bet. And he also had a handler that would show up to his press briefings and announcements and was always behind him, kind of looking over his shoulder. So it seems like the US has a long history of working with Israel, and now it seems like they're being more aggressive and getting involved with the surveillance that is being introduced to our online activity. And I think that's the main thing. I'll link the interview that John Kiriakou has done. He's done a few, and he gives other examples of incidences that happened with Mossad while he was working with the CIA. And he also says that Israel is also infiltrated with our defense contractors because they're trying to get our technology. So it doesn't seem like there's this like one page type of relationship. It does seem like there is kind of this working against each other relationship. And I wanted to present that information. So yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so before you leave, and like, comment, and please share this video so we can let people know that this AI program is possibly going to be implemented and going to surveil all of our online activity. So thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you all soon.